Manx Radio Sports, brought to you by The Print Shed. Visit theprintshediom.com today to set up your personalised web shop for your sports club or business.
Three minutes past 5. Good evening, this is Manx Radio Classified. It's Ben Cunningham in the chair this evening for your entertainment. Coming up over the next hour, we are going to look at all the action in local football, hockey and rugby that have took place on and off island. In football, we have two draws coming up, and we are joined in the studio by a guest. They will be doing the draw for us shortly after 5 o'clock. We'll be getting all the football analysis from Tony Mepham as well, all the league action that's took place here today on the island. Dave Christian will join us to look at everything that's took place in the rugby, and we will get team news ahead of FC Isle of Man's game at the Bowl, 6 o'clock kickoff. And of course, it was the final weekend in the mix in the men's and ladies hockey leagues. We will get all the reaction and find out which teams have been crowned champions and which teams have been relegated. But first, let's start with the classified results. And we're going to start in the Canada Life Men's Premier League with football. Douglas High School and Old Boys 2, Onken 6, Peel 6, St John's United 1, Foxdale 1, Corinthians 14, Braddon 2, Ramsey 2, Union Mills 4, Ayr United 0, Arden and Druggan Division 2, Douglas Royal 2, Moran 3, Governors Athletic 2, St George's 2, Ramsey Youth Centre 3, Pulrose United 1, Maloo 4, Castletown 1. Canada Life Combination 1. The game between Onken and Douglas High School and Old Boys was postponed. A home walkover to Onken. St John's United 0, Peel 4. Ramsey v Braddon awaiting result. Ayr v Union Mills, match postponed, home walkover to Ayr. Russian 0, Corinthians 0. Arden and Druggan Combination 2. Moran against Douglas Royal, awaiting result. Douglas Athletic 7, Douglas and District 2. St George's 1, Governors Athletic 5. Pulrose United v Ramsey Youth Centre and Old Boys was postponed due to poor pitch conditions. Castletown v Maloo was awarded to Castletown. And then Colby 5, Jims 0. In Rugby Regional 2 Northwest, Douglas 43, West Park 12, County 3, ADM Langton Cheshire, Minor Conference League, Ormskirk 48, Vagabonds 22, Cole Nelson 53, Ramsey 14, Women's NC2 North, Vagabonds Ladies 36, Macclesfield 17, and then in the Harford Homes Manx Shield, Southern Nomads 27, Douglas Celts 10. In Hockey Men's Premier League, Harlequins A2, Vikings A3, Valkyries A3, Castletown A2, Backers A19, Vikings B1. Ladies Premier League, Vikings A0, Valkyries A0, Castletown A5, Harlequins A1. And the late game, which we are awaiting the result on, is Castletown B v Backers A. Men's Division 1. The game between Backers B and Valkyries B was postponed. Valkyries C. Valkyries C were unable to field a team. Harlequins B1, Castletown B1. Ramsey A3, Valkyries B3. Ladies Division 1. Valkyries B10, Vikings B2. Castletown C 0, Ramsey A 3. Backers C1, Backers B 3. Men's Division 2. Backers Colts 4, Vikings C 2. Harlequins C 8, Ramsey B 0. And then the game, which is just getting underway at King William's College, is between Backers C and Castletown C. Ladies Division 2. Vikings C 0, Castletown D 3. And then Valkyrie C v Ramsey B is a late result. Finally, in the mixed under-15s league, you've got Valkyries v Backers and Castletown Savers v Ramsey Rogues and Rascals. They are all late results. That is your classified results, so I will get my papers back in order and we will say a very good evening to Tony Mepham. Now, Tony, I have not got your mic up, so that's my fault. Bear with me. And let's try that. Tony, are you there?
I'm here.
Hello, good evening.
You're only about a foot in front of me.
Let's have a look at the ECAP FA Cup game, which I didn't mention, and that was the game you went to, and that was the ECAP FA Cup semi-final between St Mary's and Russian. St Mary's 3, Russian 1.
Yeah, it was all to play for, wasn't it? Because semi-final of any cup competition is where you want to be, is in the final. But unfortunately for Russian, even though he had a relatively good start, they couldn't hold on to it. And it's a shame, really, because I thought the first half performance was quite good by Russian. But, when you look at St Mary's, they had a penalty in the first half and it was taken by Joe Berquist, and he put it right the way through the middle, and Dean Gurn stood firm and managed to shinny it away, really. He saved it with his shins and put it out for a corner, and 1-0 it was in that one. But, it didn't happen. And then Russian went up the other end about 5 or so minutes later, and Ashley Blake scored. Whether it was off his head, shoulder, not too sure, but a lead for Russian at half time. But then the start of the second half, it went really well for St Mary's, and within sort of 5 or 10 minutes of the start of the second period, Nathan Pumpside it was, good ball from the right hand side straight over to him, and he placed it so well with his left foot. A lot of precision to it, not a lot of power, because I think it might have gone over the top, but it went straight into the back of the net to make it 1-1. Then 5 minutes later, Adam Adibayi got the second one for St Mary's. Again, a little dink over the top, and Adam Adibayi managed to pick it up, and once he got it under control, put it past the keeper to make it 2-1. And then Jack McVeigh with a cheeky little one, really, because the ball was played into Jack, and it was one of those that just a little chip in. That's what Jack does. And finished off St Mary's 3, Russian 1. Russian will be smarting about it, but when you look at sort of players for St Mary's and players for Russian, it was like an under-18s team apart from Stevie Riding for Russian, playing against a more experienced St Mary's team. And I thought Russian's young lads competed really well with them, to say that they're so young. And, I think it bodes well for the future. Good performance by Jim Gale, the referee. I thought he did really well and very complimentary. The two sets of, players that I spoke to, just saying how well he sort of got the game under control, and when he had to, he stepped in to firm it up. So it's St Mary's now play Corinthians. A week today, Easter Saturday, 1 o'clock kick-off at the Bowl. It's kicking off earlier. We did go for 2. But with FC Alaman playing at 6 o'clock, if it goes to extra time, we've got a problem. So we could have 4 teams in 2 changing rooms. So we've brought it forward to 1 o'clock, and that'll take place in 7 days' time.
And we're waiting to see how that one develops. Canada Life Men's Premier League. First one on the list is Douglas High School and Old Boys 2, Onchan 6.
Yeah, and I think certainly in this one, Douglas High School Old Boys thought that they might be able to sort of get something out of it, but it didn't go to plan for Onchan today. Andy Asbridge got 1, Max Shirley on the score sheet, Tom Creer got a couple of goals, Aaron Christian got 2, and what didn't help Onchan was James Krush was given straight red card, so he'll be missing possibly 3 games by the sound of it. But for Douglas High School Old Boys, haven't got their goal scorers, so if you could text us through, please, 166 177.
Peel 6, St John's United 1.
Yeah, standout performance out for Peel, because this was a tricky fixture when we spoke about this last night. But, Peel, Thomas Brown with a hat-trick again. 4 last week, 3 today. 1 was from the penalty spot. Matthew Woods got 1. Oscar Bignell got a goal, and Jason Charmer got the other one. Brendan Forrester McCleavey got the consolation goal for St John's. Now, a little bit of a story on this one. So we'll see if we can get it up. And
we love stories. Come on, Tony.
It'll just sort of improve how the score went. And let's see if we can find this. Where are we? Colin, there it is. Thank you, Colin, for this. Right, it was a rather bizarre incident on the 76th minute when St John's keeper was sent off for upending Thomas Brown in the penalty area. Then the replacement keeper was sin-binned within 30 seconds of putting the jumper on. Thomas scored the penalty to make it 3-1. So it just shows you there. I won't say who the defender was who went in, and obviously vocal to the referee, and he gave him a 10-minute sin-bin. And at that time, St John's are playing with only 9 players, and maybe a few goals went in then. But Peel keep the pressure on Corinthians at the top of the Premier League, and to me it's still advantage Peel, because Peel have played 17 games now to Corinthians 20. Corinthians are on 49 points, Peel are on 44, so there's 5 points difference. But when you do your calculations on that, you know there's 3 games in hand that Peel have got on Corinthians, so to me it's still advantage Peel.
Well, Corinthians today were away to Foxdale, and they've had a great day there at Foxdale. Foxdale 1, Corinthians 14. Yeah, and it's a really strong performance, that one. And Corinthians are on the march at the moment because, you know, last week they beat Peel in the semi-final of the ECAP FA Cup. And today it's definitely Josh Riding's day. He scored 5 goals. I wonder when the last time Josh scored 5 in a game, if he ever has scored 5. But Sean Doyle, as you'd expect with a hat-trick, his strike partner as well. Dan Simpson, he got 3. Connor Clark, Jack Moyer and Ryan Burns on the score sheet as well. So that tallies up to 14. So haven't got Foxdale scorer. Foxdale 1, Corinthians 14. Braddon 2, Ramsey 2.
Tight one this, because if you look at the half-time scoreline, Ben, it was Ramsey 2, Braddon 0. So a great second half performance by Braddon, and that point there puts them on 14 now, played 20, so all boys have played 18 for 5, so it's a real good point that for Braddon. Dan Conrabe was the one who got both goals. One of those was from the penalty spot.
And then Union Mills 4, Ayr United 0, and this was the game Rob went to.
Yes, it was, and we've got a match report in from Rob on this one. And
he never lets us down, does he?
Never. Tyler Hughes it was who got a hat-trick. Luke Booth in the squad today for Union Mills, so well done to Luke. But Tyler's on fire. 4 last week, 3 this week, so absolutely tremendous performance. And I'm just trying to see if we can find that message from Rob, and there we go. The home side took the lead with just under 5 minutes played when a Dominic McCarry-Brennan through ball found Tyler Hughes through the Ayr defence, while he then slotted low into the bottom corner. After the break, Tyler Hughes struck twice in 7 minutes, in the 51st and the 58th minute, to complete his hat-trick. First latching onto a Jordan Crawley through ball and slotting into the net through Andy Ball's legs, then tapping home a Lee Kane cross from the right. With 8 minutes to go, the hosts handed a four substitute, Alex Higgerty, sent across from the right to the back post, where Luke Booth rose highest to the power header in the top corner. Added a 4th substitute, Alex Higgerty got it, to a power header into the top corner. Back-to-back wins now for Union Mills, who've scored 11 goals across those 2 matches. Meanwhile, Ayr United are now winless in 4. So really good performance that by Union Mills, and they'll be certainly looking to see who they get in the Hospital Cup draw, which we'll do very shortly.
Indeed we will. Ardent and Drugan Division 2, Douglas Royal 2, Marown 3.
Closer game than I thought, really, to be honest with you, because Marown play on Friday in the Woods Cup final at the Bowl. That kicks off at 2 o'clock. But today, there's still 3 goal scorers for them, which they do share them about. It was Matty Kane, he got 1. Karl Hartman got a goal, and Connor Gilbert, who's been in great scoring form, got a goal as well. We haven't got Douglas Royal's 2 goal scorers.
So if you know Douglas Royal goal scorers, 166177 on text and WhatsApp, or email us here in the studio, and that's studio@manxradio.com. Governors Athletic 2, St George's 2.
And this one here, we might be able to get some live coverage in a minute, because I've got Karl Gartland, who's manager of St George's team, next to me, so he can tell me in a minute. But let's give you the goal scorers. I'll try the pronunciation on one of them, because I'm not too good on this one. Fabio Capito got 1 for Governors, but I've got Santi Caxiro, it looks like, got the other goal. If I've got that wrong, I do apologise, but I won't get this one wrong. Kieran McNulty got 1 for St George's. George Kiswick got one as well. How did it go, Karl?
It was a tough game down at their pitch. The wind was swirling over the pitch, hard pitch, short pitch. Our lads didn't turn up first half, really didn't let them dictate what was going on in the midfield. But we have a young side, we've got an inexperienced side. You think in and around we've got Judge and Pecker, who are the older lads, and then below that we've got 24 and below. Got a lot of 16-year-olds, a lot of 18-year-olds. Good players, just lacking experience. Lack that, to like play in the weather and play to conditions and just that, getting ready, make sure they're ready for the warm-up, make sure they're ready to go. We had a few words the last couple of weeks where we've just been slow to start, and it showed. We were 1-0 down at half-time. We came back and played better in the second half, but we give away a scrappy goal again, and I felt like we were just chasing it. But I asked the lads at half-time to, show a bit more effort, show a bit more passion, and they did, to be fair to them. But I think we can do better. But we've got a young side, and I think if the young side sticks together, we'd be a very good side in the future. 100%.
How have you found it? Because when you took this job on, I thought to myself, wow, that's a big decision to make, that, Karl, because you look at St George's history over the last 15 years, it's trophy, and now suddenly, it's totally different. You're in Division 2 as well. That's not caused by you. You've taken over the responsibility to try and get this team together. From what I'm hearing, you're building a really good team together, because there's some really good young players in that team who are probably only 16, 17 years of age.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what? They've been thrown in at the deep end. None of them have played senior football. Every time someone turns 16, we just throw them in the team. See how they get on, but also let them know that there's no pressure. There's no pressure this year for them to go out there, enjoy it, just get used to playing senior football. Total different game, stepping up from 16s to men's football, and they're finding it out. And you know what? Some of them are actually stepping up and doing really well, and they're enjoying it. And we were struggling at the start of the season, but I knew that if we just hung on, because Ryan Woods he's got a great under-16s team that I knew were coming in. The problem with that, though, is a lot of them turned 16 towards the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So we've kind of like scraped the bat a little bit, but you're right, we have got some really good players in that 16s, and I think if they stick together and we keep the lads who are like 24, like George Kiswick, Johnny Quirk, people like that in and around them, I think once they start getting into that, used to senior football and getting used to that, being the battle and playing on bigger pitches and stuff, they'll be really good. Just got to stick it out.
Excellent. Well done to you. I take my hat off to you, because that's a tough gig to take, and you've taken it on. Next one, please, Ben.
And that is Ramsey Youth Centre and Old Boys 3, Pulrose 1.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the Ramsey Youth Centre scorers through yet. No, we've got one through from the Oncombe one, which we'll mention in a minute, but it was 2-1 to Ramsey Youth Centre at half-time. Nathan Holsall got the goal for Pulrose, and just to give you the Old Boys goal scorers, because I think, and they've just come through, they have Callum Yates, I think it was, got one, and we'll try and find out the scorer for the other one. I got a bit of a match report on that one. We'll see what we do for time. We'll come back on that.
No worries. Maloo 4, Castletown 1.
Yeah, great performance this by Maloo, because when you look at the league tables, Castletown are second and absolutely flying in today. But let's get this up. Maloo took the game to town throughout and completely dominated. Paddy Cooper missed a penalty, and Paul Whitley scored the rebound for a 1-1 before Town levelled things on 33 minutes. Right on half-time, it was 2-1 as Paul Whitley scored from the penalty spot after a Castletown player thought he was playing basketball. Maloo played uphill into the strong wind second half and still dominated matters. And with 25 minutes to go, Kieran Krippner skipped past 4 Town defenders before teeing up Whitley to smash home from a tight angle for 3-1. It was 4-1 and the Town faithful headed for the gates with 12 minutes to go. Then Eddie Cooper headed home from a set piece to seal the win. For the first time since 1984, we have beaten Town first at home. The lads were unbelievable again. Also, just like Patrick Quinney, he needs to let the handbrake off his tank. I don't know what that means. I had to check on that one.
Okay, so right, we'll move off from that one. Yeah. Canada Life Combination 1, the game between Onken and Douglas High School Old Boys was awarded to Onken. St John's United 0, Peel 4.
Yeah, and I think certainly on this one, it all rests with one player, and that's Toby Little. He got 3 of the goals. John Roberts got the other. I'm not too sure if that's old John Roberts or if there's a young John Roberts coming through the system, because John Roberts is certainly past 40, but I can't see him being in that young side. He'd look totally out of place, but I could be wrong, because he used to play for Peel's Masters. But good performance that by Peel. Keeps the pressure on the top of the table. And let's just have a look at Combination 1 league table now, because you've got Corinthians have played 21 for 45. Ramsey have now gained 2 points on them today, because Corinthians drew. We'll come to that in a minute. So Ramsey have played 19 for 43. You've got Peel played 20, so 1 game more on 42. And then in 4th place you've got St Mary's, who have played 21 for 37. So it's still open for discussion who's going to win this one, but certainly the top teams now are pretty well near enough played each other, so it's all down to playing the teams just below them and see how the points come in.
Ramsey v Braddon, we were looking for that result. Have you got that one in?
Yeah, we have, and it finished up in Combination 1. It was Ramsey 8, Braddon 1. At half time it was Ramsey 1, Braddon 8-0, so they absolutely fell apart in the second period. Rob Morton got 3 of the goals. Jason Crane got 2. Well done, Jason. Cameron Torr on the score sheet. Harry Blissett and Rowan Gale got the other one. So, they're looking championship material, Ramsey, because they're beating the big teams around, and when they're playing the teams below them, they're scoring a lot of goals, which is helping their goal difference. And when you look at Ramsey, I know Corinthians have got plenty in there, but it's going to take some beating goal difference-wise is Peel's, because Peel was 71 at lunchtime, as where Ramsey were on 46. We'll do the sums later, but it's still a massive battle going on to win this kind of live Combination 1.
Ayr United v Union Mills, that was awarded to Ayr. Union Mills unable to field a team. And a 0-0 draw between Russian and Corinthians. That's a rarity. It
is a rarity, and I've had a couple of comments on that one. But again, Corinthians just dropping points towards the end here, and absolutely hammered recently by Ramsey. And then when you look at them today, where they're playing against Russian. Russian are a high-flying team as well, because they played 19 for 36, so they're not too far away. But today, neither forward line could break the defences down, so the points are shared, finishing up 0-0.
Arden and Druggan Combination 2, Marown v Douglas Royal. We were looking for that.
We haven't
result.
got that one yet.
Okay, so Marown v Douglas Royal in Combination 2, Arden and Druggan Combination 2. If you know that score, 166177. Douglas Athletics 7, Douglas and District 2.
Yeah, I haven't got Athletics goal scorers, but for Douglas and District, it was Joel Kenyak. He scored in the first 45 minutes. And it was Elon, I think it is, Barlow, who got a goal in the second half. So D&D will be happy enough with the 2 goals. They're bringing some good young players coming through. But Douglas Athletic, again, sustained that pressure at the top of the table. One of the leading teams. You've got Pulrose Ramsey Youth Centre in there. We'll come to that in a minute. But today, Athletic have done what they had to do and get the points, and they've done it.
St George's 1, Governors Athletic 5.
Haven't got the Geordies goal scorer, but for Governors it was Callum Wade, Jay White, Josh Cushion and Jeff Bubble, I think it was, who got the other one. Tom Davies got his name on the score sheet as well, so good performance that by Governors.
Pulrose United v Ramsey Youth Centre and All Boys, that was postponed due to poor pitch conditions?
Yeah, there's something gone on there, and we fully understand, and we'll just keep it private at the moment, but there's no sort of offence being committed here. There's something that's gone on, and it'll all come out shortly, so there's nothing to worry about by either, but it was just a last minute problem for one of the clubs.
Castletown v Maloo, that was awarded to Castletown, and then Colby 5, Gyms 0.
Yeah, we've just got the St George's scorer in, and that's Bren Woods in combination. But for Colby against Gyms, it was 5-0. Jacob Duggan got 2. Kean Smith on the score sheet, an own goal, and Jack Forum got the other one. So good performance by Colby, but I don't think it's enough to get involved in the title challenge, because pretty certain it's going to be Pulrose, or my favourite at the moment is Ramsey Youth Centre.
So that's the league games all concluded for today. coming up very shortly. We're going to go to Rob Pritchard first before we go into the draws, which we've got coming up, Tony.
Yep, and we've got the 2 draws, which is the Manx Quality Sheds Hospital Cup. It's always the sign of summer, that one there, Ben. When you see Karl, I don't see him all winter. And then come the summer months, when he's really hasn't got time to play football because he's too busy building sheds. So he's got that one to do. But, the Hospital Cup is big. It's a big competition because it's sort of the end of season final. So we've got 23 teams in that one. And then in the other one is the Ascot Hotel Junior Cup. And thanks to everyone at the Ascot Hotel again who have committed themselves to sponsoring this competition. There's 26 teams in that one, and Karl has offered to do both draws, which is brilliant.
So we'll do the draws right after this.
Manx Radio Sports, brought to you by The Print Shed. Visit theprintshediom.com today to set up your personalised web shop for your sports club or business.
And while Tony and our guest Karl Clark gets the draws ready, we'll head on down to the bowl. Team news is in for FC Alamand's game. Rob, good evening.
Yeah, very good evening. Welcome on Manx Radio AM 1368 for the first time this evening to the Bowl Stadium in Douglas ahead of this NWCFL Premier Division encounter, which is FC Alamand's penultimate home game of the 25-26 season with City of Liverpool, the latest visitors to Manx Shores. Taking a look at the teams, and we'll start with FC Alamand. They make 4 changes from the 2-1 defeat at home to Cheadle Town 7 days ago. Callum Sherry and Karl Clark are suspended. Sean Kelly and Adam Adebayi also drop out. Coming in this time, Josh Kane, he's straight into the starting lineup, and then there's also additions Leo Tregertha, Cameron Dudley and Michael Williams who start from the bench. One thing I have also been told just in the last couple of moments, they're just doing a late fitness test on Michael Williams as well to see if he is able to be part of the squad this evening. If not, there may be a last minute change. If we do hear anything, we will of course let you know. FC Alamand starting 11 then is as follows. In goal is Mark Blair, and then it's Jack Higgins, Josh Kane, Harry Best, Captain Alex Maitland, Kyle Watson, Steve Whitley, Sam Gelling, Jacob Crook, Dean Pinnington and Charlie Higgins. And the substitutes for FC Alamand are Leo Tregertha, Luke Booth, Cameron Dudley, Danny Gerrard and Michael Williams. And for the visitors, City of Liverpool, they make a fair few changes, dropping out from the 4-0 defeat to Little and Remica last time out are Hayden Davis, Troy Mason, Thomas Field, Jude Yates, Sullivan Barker and Ryan Katumba. Coming in this time, there's less additions in fact, which I'll I suppose give some context to in just a moment. Ethan Cross comes in, he starts in goal. Kieran Arnold-Wright, Igor Olachowski and Ryan Williams also come in to the starting 11 as well. So City of Liverpool starting lineup is as follows. In goal is Ethan Cross, and then it's Kieran Arnold-Wright, Vincent Wright, Captain Bradley Elms, Harrison Aubrey-Williams, Igor Olachowski, Ryan Williams, Lee Miller, Alex McDonald, Liam Gould and Alex Priestley. Just the 2 substitutes available for City of Liverpool this evening. They are Ethan Edge and Sebastian Bailey. Your referee this evening is Declan Dunn, and his assistants are Liam Thomas and Nathan Cool. For FC Alamand at the moment, they're currently on their joint longest winless run since November. They're 4 games without a win and, of course, back-to-back defeats here at home in the last couple of games. They'll be looking to try and get back on the winning trail. The extra incentive, of course, is that FC Alamand, all they need to do is avoid defeat tonight to make themselves mathematically secure in the NWCFL Premier Division for another season. For City of Liverpool, it has been a torrid campaign so far for them since their relegation from the Northern Premier League system last season, and their current survival hopes here in the NWCFL Premier Division are dangling by a thread going into this weekend. There was a situation at the start of today that could have seen City of Liverpool relegated this evening if they'd have come away from the island empty-handed here, and Pilkington had won earlier today. However, Pilkington on the end of a heavy 5-0 defeat to Ramsbottom United. That means no matter what happens tonight, City of Liverpool have a stay of execution, if you like. However, they are winless since October, our City of Liverpool, in what has been a turbulent campaign, to say the least. In fact, they've only picked up 2 points from their last 27 games, and the start of that barren run all the way back in October came in the reverse fixture between these 2 sides when FC Alamand beat City of Liverpool at City of Liverpool's current home of the Community Ground in Burscough by 2-1. So 2 teams certainly looking for the comfort of safety in the NWCFL Premier Division going into the final few weeks. FC Alamand are within a whisker of managing that as it stands. City of Liverpool have a huge job on their hands though to try and give themselves any chance of staying at this level. So, vital points for both sides up for grabs this evening here in the, well, I want to say sunshine, but it's clouded over again. We've had sunshine, we've had rain, we even had a hailstorm earlier here at the Bowl this evening. Hopefully the weather holds off as the evening wears on. The floodlights just coming on here, so as the light fades and the temperature drops, hopefully the playing conditions not too bad for both sets of players this evening. So FC Alaman versus City of Liverpool kick off at 6 p.m, so in just under 28 minutes time now. Full live match commentary to come here on Manx Radio AM 1368 from 6 p.m.
Rob, thank you very much. We'll catch up with you and Darren after 6 o'clock.
Manx Radio Sports, brought to you by The Print Shed. Visit theprintshed.iom.com today to set up your personalised web shop for your sports club or business.
28 minutes to 6 here on Classified. It's time to do our cup draws. Tony, I'm going to hand the reins over to you now.
Thank you very much. Well, we've got two draws, which is, as I say, the Manx Quality Sheds Hospital Cup, which we'll do first, and then we'll move on to the Junior Cup. So Karl has got the bag there with 23 teams in it. So we need 7 games for the prelim round. So we want 14 teams out of the hat.
Let's do it.
Number 4 is Colby.
17.
And they will play Ramsey.
19.
Number 19 is Russian.
Number 8.
And number 8 is Douglas Royal.
13.
Number 13 is a home tie for Brown.
Against 22.
And number 22 is St Mary's.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Foxdale.
Against 23.
And number 23 is Union Mills.
14.
14 is Onken.
Against 11.
Number 11 is Laxey.
Good game. 15.
15 is Peel.
Against 18.
Number 18 is Ramsey Youth Centre and Old Boys.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Castletown, and the last one
Number 2.
is number 2, Braddon. Right. I'll go through the fixtures, Ben. I think you got them written down?
I've got them here.
I'll let
so
you do the draw.
It's Colby v Ramsey,
Yep.
Russian v Douglas Royal, Marown against St Mary's, Foxdale v Union Mills, Onken v Laxey, which I must say did raise your eyebrows, that one when it came out,
Yeah.
Peel v Ramsey Youth Centre and All Boys, and Castletown v Braddon.
Yeah, just a quick look at that one because we've got another draw to do. Is the Division 2 possible champions, Colby, be drawn against Ramsey, so it'll be interested to see how that one goes. Russian against Douglas Royal, you'd point to Russian, I think, just on that. Marown against St Mary's to win. Foxdale against Union Mills, I think Union Mills must be favourites in that. Onken against Laxey is the one could go anywhere because Onken's form of late has not been too good but bounced back today. Laxey's form has not been too good, so it might just all come together, and Laxey do like this competition. Peel against Ramsey Youth Centre and Old Boys. Ramsey Youth Centre maybe the second team that gets promoted, maybe champions of Division 2 against Peel, who are going for the championship in the Premier League, and then Castletown against Braddon. It's I would say just edge that towards Braddon because Castletown at the moment are finding it real hard going. So if you could put all those balls back in the bag, and we'll put 24, 25 and 26 in.
So this is the Junior Cup now we're going to do.
The Ascot Hotel Junior Cup, and Norman Mackey, I spoke to him today, and Norman's happy enough for Karl to do the draw. Give him a good shuffle there, Karl, if you could, please.
No worries.
Right, this one here, we want 10 games out of it.
Okay.
We've got 26 teams in.
Right. 24.
Number 24 is St John's.
Against number 25.
And number 25 is St Mary's.
Number 16.
Number 16 is Michael.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Douglas Royal.
Number 20.
Number 20 is Ramsey, probably the favourites.
Against number 7.
And number 7 is Douglas and District.
Number 19.
Number 19 is Pulrose.
22.
And number 22 is Russian.
Number 4.
Number 4 is a home game for Colby.
Against number 5.
Number 5 is Corinthians.
26.
Number 26 is Union Mills.
Number 23.
And number 23 is George's. You happy enough with that one?
Not really. Nice to be at home, really.
Yeah.
Number 12.
Number 12 is Jim's.
Against number 17.
And number 17 is Onken.
Number 21.
Number 21 is Ramsey Youth Centre and Old Boys, one of the high-flying sides of Combi 2.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Castletown.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Ayr United.
Against 15.
Number 15 is Marown. I think this is the last game.
Okay. So number 6.
Number 6 is Douglas Athletic.
Against 18.
18 is probably another one of the favourites, Peel. You got that, Ben?
I do. So the draw for the Junior Cup is St John's v St Mary's, Michael v Douglas Royal, Ramsey v Douglas and District, Pulrose v Russian, Colby v Corinthians, Union Mills against St George's, Jim's v Onken, Ramsey Youth Centre and All Boys v Castletown, Ayr against Marown, and Douglas Athletic v Peel.
Yeah, just quick look through that one. St John's against St Mary's. Well, St Mary's have been quietly building a team for the Junior Cup behind the scenes, so we'll watch that one with anticipation. Michael against Douglas Royal, you'd probably single out Douglas Royal for that. Ramsey against D&D, as I say, Ramsey probably the favourites. We've got Pulrose against Russian. That'd be interesting because Pulrose top of Combi 2, Russian 5th, 6th of Combination 1. Go for Russian. Colby against Corinthians. I go for Corinthians who top of Combination 1 to win that. Union Mills against St George's. Union Mills have struggled to get a team out this season, so whether they've got players qualified I don't know, so St George's might be able to sneak that one. Jim's against Onken, you go with Onken. Ramsey Youth Centre against Castletown, Ramsey Youth Centre and Old Boys. Ayr against Marown, go for Marown. And Douglas Athletic against Peel. That'd be a good game because Athletic have been really strong in Combination 2, as where Peel have just crept up the table and now in a really good position to possibly win it. So you go for Peel to win that.
Gentlemen, thank you very much as always. We'll catch up with you next week, and big thank you to Karl Clark as well for coming in to do the draw.
Manx Radio Sports, brought to you by The Print Shed. Visit theprintshediom.com today to set up your personalised web shop for your sports club or business.
20-6 on the dot. Let's head to Dave Christian to talk all things rugby. Dave, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Ben. Top tip for anybody listening, if you haven't got your lotto numbers for tonight, give Phil Kringle, the Douglas coach, a ring. He is having an extraordinary amount of luck today and is bound to steer you in the right direction. Douglas, if you recall, were top of Regional 2 Northwest at the end of November, and since then have had a disastrous run of results, which saw them fall out of the promotion places. They've got 2 games left to get back in, and they needed a big win today. They got that. They beat this afternoon West Park St Helens at Portashee 43-12 with a bonus point in that, and that was just what they needed to do themselves, but they also needed other teams to lose. Their close rivals for the promotion place that's still up for grabs were Burnage and Widnes. Burnage were away at... Burnage were away. Widnes were away, at a struggling Northwich, and they lost down there. And Burnage also lost this afternoon, which means after everything slots into place, Douglas go into 4th place in the standings. And remember, it's the places 2, 3, 4 and 5 that go into the promotion playoffs. So Douglas now cemented there in 4th place. Everybody has one game left to play. And Douglas is on the 11th of April away at champions North Ribblesdale. But Burnage have to go away to 2nd place Sandbach, and Widnes play Birkenhead Park, who are right next to them in the table. So all things being equal, Douglas are in pole position. The star of the show this afternoon was tight head prop Simon Hodgenott. He scored 3 tries, and there were also scores today from Zach Wickman, Matty Wood and Liam Kirkpatrick, with 5 conversions and a penalty from Nathan Robson. So well done, Douglas. They did everything, and the rugby gods smiled on them with the other results too. It's all down to a shootout on the 11th of April, and we'll see if they can make those playoff places. In Counties 3, ADM, Lancashire and Cheshire, not so good news for Ramsey and Vagabonds. They both lost on the road. Ramsey lost 53-14 at Cole and Nelson, and Vagabonds lost 48-22 at Ormskirk. Ramsey was struggling a little bit with an injury list, just managed to get 15 for their game this afternoon, but league leaders Cole and Nelson were unsympathetic, and their bonus point win takes them 5 points clear at the top of the standings. Kieran Neal and Braden Roach both went over for Ramsey tries, with Dan Kelly converting them both, but sadly just not enough in the tank this afternoon. Vagabonds had a similar result at Ormskirk, but did manage to get 4 tries and collect a try bonus point. Skipper Daniel Bomwick bagged 2 for Vaggers, Gav Turnbull added 1, and Jake Dunsmore picked up his 2nd in 2 games, with Cameron Finley topping up the scoreboard with his trusty boot. The game we covered for Saturday Live was in the Women's NC2 North-South Division. It was Vagabonds against Macclesfield, and Vagabonds ladies needed to keep the pressure on the league leaders, and with a big win, and they got one 36-17 against Macclesfield, who they lost to when they made the trip over to Manchester. The visitors took the lead through Lucy Wainwright in the first minute. Vaggers, though, hit back, and tries from Corinna Daly, Freya Crow and Lauren Ellison, all converted by Sammy MacDonald, give them a healthy lead. Lucy Wainwright ran in her 2nd for Macclesfield before half-time, and when Mel Bramley converted that one, the Vaggers lead was 21-12 at the break. In the second half, though, Vaggers poured it on. Greba Tasia crashed over for a try, Ros McNair went in for one, and a try from B. O'Neill late in the game was just icing on the cake for Vagabonds. Macclesfield, though, they battled to the end. Scrum half Siobhan Arden picked up a late consolation try, but it doesn't affect the result or 5 points for Vagabonds. We can't say how that affects the league too much because the rest of the teams play tomorrow. But fingers crossed for Vagabonds. If results go their way, they might just be mathematically in a chance for a promotion spot. And the final game of the day was in the Hartford Homes Manx Shield. Southern Nomads beat Douglas Celts 27-10 at Ballakilya Park, which takes the Nomads to the top of the Shield standings just by a point. Douglas, however, have a game in hand against Western Vikings, and that will be the final game of the competition, and they look like the favourites to take the Shield. They just need 2 points from that game. This afternoon for Nomads, Josh Linwood and Andy Lean both crossed in the first half. Zach Hand converted 1, and Nomads led 12-5 at the break. Zach Hand scored for Nomads early in the second half to extend the lead, and Andy Lean's 2nd try secured the try bonus point with Zach Hand converting. And a late penalty from Mark Young pushed the score beyond 2 tries, and that just kept Douglas at arm's length. So congratulations to Southern Nomads. I haven't got a date yet for the final game, Douglas Celts and Western Vikings. That was postponed from back in February, but as soon as we get a date, of course, we'll let everybody know.
Dave Christian, thank you as always.
Manx Radio Sports, brought to you by The Print Shed. Visit theprintshediom.com today to set up your personalised web shop for your sports club or business.
And at 14 minutes to 6, it's time to look at all things hockey. And of course, today was the final weekend in the men's and ladies season in hockey. In the men's Premier League, of course, the title was decided last weekend. Backers Men's A taking that title with relegation confirmed as well for Vikings Men's B. So the runners-up spot was up for grabs, and it was between Harlequins A and Vikings A. And Vikings A have took it on goal difference. They beat Harlequins by 3-2. John Cooper, Tom Burrows and Nathan Evans on the score sheet for Vikings A, with Ronan Santanatolio and Will Hassel on the score sheet for Harlequins A. Valkyries A took on Castletown A in the 12:30 game at King William's College. A 3-2 win to Valkyries A. Ollie Webster, Alex Neal and Michael Deal on the score sheet for Valkyries. For Castletown, it was Ned McGregor and George Powell. But the champions made sure that they made it known that they were champions. A 19-1 win over Vikings B today. Chris Whiting with 3, Jamie Brown with 2, Tom Lotham with 2, Karl Moore with 2, Callum Robb with 2, Rhys Williams with 2, Elliot Reid with 1, Doug Quayle with 1, Andy Whiting with 1, Tony Bentley Roberts with 1, Jack Grimley with 1, and Dave Whiting with 1 for Backers Men's A. The consolation coming from Joe Wasfall. In the Ladies Premier League, Valkyries A knew they had to get a victory today to stand any chance of catching Castletown Ladies A if they were to slip up today. And it hasn't happened because it was a 0-0 draw between Vikings A and Valkyries A. Meaning Castletown knew they had the championship in their hands before they even played today, and it was a 5-1 win for Castletown Ladies A. Castletown Ladies A are the Ladies Premier League champions. Lucy Allen with 2, Sarah Farrago with 2, and Eden McCubbin with 1, with the consolation for Harlequins coming from Ella Blakemore. Castletown B, though, they knew they were relegated, but they went out and gave it a good battle today over Backers A. A 9-3 win to Backers A. We don't have the Castletown B goal scorers, but for Backers A, it was Summer Craig with 4, Sophie Partington with 2, Sophie Hudson with 2, and Leah Meller with 1. In men's Division 1, though, of course, the championship was decided. Of course, Backers Men's B knew they were the champions, but relegation was still up for grabs. Well, still yet to be decided in this league. And the two sides faced off a 1-1 draw against Harlequins B and Castletown B, meaning Castletown B stay up, but only just. So the goal scorers for Harlequins B was Sean Down, and the goal scorer for Castletown B was Jake Burnham Wood. Backers Men's B game against Valkyries C was postponed. Valkyries C were unable to field the team. Ramsey A 3, Valkyries B 3. Chris Thomas with all 3 goals for Valkyries B. For Ramsey A, it was Alfie Meller, Kyle Kane and Jordan Parkinson. Ladies Division 1 was still up for grabs in this division. And of course, Valkyries Ladies B knew if they won today, they would be champions. And they've done that in fine style. A 10-2 win over Vikings B. Steph Cottier with 4, Millie Poppett with 3, Becky Corkish with 1, Rhea Marr with 1, and Molly Thomas with 1. The 2 goals for Vikings B coming from Abby Harvey and Ellie Harris. Castletown C 0, Ramsey A 3, Joe Quine, Sarah Ball and Sophia Cosgrave on the score sheet for the Northerners. And then finally, Backers C1, Backers B3, Abby Horsell, the goal scorer for Backers Ladies C. In Men's Division 2, the game we covered at the NSC was Backers Colts v Vikings C. The top 2 facing off today in this division. And Backers Colts taking the title with a 4-2 win over Vikings C. Adam Braywood and Braden Masterson on the score sheet for Vikings C. Backers Colts scorers were Christian Davis and Ross Grimley with 3 goals. Harlequins C 8, Ramsey B 0, Zach Barlow with 2, Sam Neto with 1, Ollie Barber with 1, Ed Pearson with 1, Aidan Leslie with 1, Jasper Skilcombe with 1, and Paul Nuttall with 1 as well. The late game is currently in play between Backers C and Castletown C. Once we get that score, we'll let you know on Manx Radio's website. Ladies Division 2, Vikings C 0, Castletown D 3, Caroline Salmon with 1, Rachel Cumman with 1, and Anne-Marie Crompton on the score sheet for Castletown D. And the big game in Ladies Division 2 was between Valkyries C and Ramsey B. Ramsey B, knowing a win would secure them the championship, and they've got that. A 3-0 win over Valkyries C. Becky Weimer with 2 and Autumn Riley with 1. Finally, in the mixed under-15s leagues, we have Valkyries 4, Backers 5 and Castletown Savers 9, Ramsey Rogues and Rascals 0.
Manx Radio Sports, brought to you by The Print Shed. Visit theprintshediom.com today to set up your personalised web shop for your sports club or business.
And before we head down to FC Alaman, we will leave you with the headlines. In the ECAP FA Cup semi-final, St Mary's are heading through to the final where they will meet Corinthians. Canada Life Men's Premier League wins for Onken, Peel, Corinthians, Union Mills and Braddon and Ramsey couldn't be split 2-2. Arden and Drugan Division 2 wins for Marown, Ramsey Youth Centre and Old Boys Maloo, and Governors Athletic and St George's couldn't be split 2-2. In Combination 1, wins for Peel, Ramsey and a 0-0 draw between Russian and Corinthians. Arden and Drugan Combination 2 wins for Douglas Athletic, Governors Athletic and Colby. And of course we had the draw for the Hospital Cup and the Junior Cup. We'll have full details of that draw on Manx Radio Sports website. In Rugby Regional 2 Northwest, a big win for Douglas. They get 43 points over 12 points that Western Park got. Elsewhere in County 3, ADM Langton Cheshire, not good days for Vagabonds and Ramsey on the road. However, Vagabonds ladies get a win over Macclesfield and Southern Nomads beat Douglas Celts in the Manx Shield. In the Hockey Men's Premier League, Vikings A take the runners-up spot off Harlequins A. Elsewhere wins for Valkyries A and an absolute thrashing by Backers A. Ladies Premier League, congratulations to Castletown A. They are the Ladies Premier League champions. In Men's Division 1, the relegation battle has been a success for Castletown. They stay up and Harlequins are relegated. In Ladies Division 1, congratulations Valkyries B. They are the champions. Men's Division 2, congratulations to Backers Colts, they are the champions. And Ramsey B take the Ladies Division 2 title in the north of the island. And that just about brings things to a conclusion here on Manx Radio Classified. Thank you as always for your company. Big thank you to Tony Mepham and Dave Christian, as always, full-time, and Classified takes a break next weekend for the Easter bank holiday weekend. But Rob Pritchard will return the following weekend with all the sporting action. But we're heading down to the Bowl for FC Alaman against Liverpool. Can they get the win tonight? Come on, you Ravens! Thank you for your company over the last month, but it's time to head on down to our commentary team, where your commentary team are Darren Timpson and Rob Pritchard. Have a great rest of your evening. Stay safe. Good night.
Manx Radio Sports, brought to you by The Print Shed. Visit theprintshediom.com today to set up your personalised web shop for your sports club or business.